The WHL season comes down to two teams with one goal in mind in a best-of-7 championship. It's back to the finals for the Portland Winterhawks, who look to erase the memories of heartbreak from a year ago. 4 wins separates Portland from a third WHL crown. While the Winterhawks have roots deep in Edmonton with the old Oil Kings, the new Oil Kings have been unstoppable through 3 rounds. The door is open for a championship to cap off a breakthrough year in Edmonton. Game 1 of round 4, Winterhawks and Oil Kings, next on Shaw. Well, a great story for the Edmonton Oil Kings has been the play of their goaltender, Laurent Brossoit, the Husky Eastern Conference Championship MVP. He leads the way in the playoffs in goals against average and save percentage as well. And it was draft day today in the WHL. 2 years ago, Curtis Lazar was taken 2nd overall. Now in 2012, he leads the Oil Kings with 16 points. Leading the way overall is Portland Winterhawks forward Ty Ratty, 17 goals and 26 points so far in the playoffs. And Sven Baertschi leads the way with 18 assists so far as well. Baertschi, the Calgary Flames prospect, has been terrific. As we welcome you inside Rexall Place. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WHL Championship, and hello to those of you watching on Root Sports south of the border. This is Shaw TV's coverage of the WHL playoffs. I'm Andy Neal. Well, 5 years ago, the WHL returned to the Alberta capital, and the Edmonton Oil Kings are trying to add to the legacy of junior hockey in Edmonton from their predecessors, the old Oil Kings, who won WHL championships in 1971 and 72. They eventually moved to Portland and became the Winterhawks, the same franchise, meaning the Oil Kings, for the right to represent the Western Hockey League in the MasterCard Memorial Cup that starts May 18th in Shawinigan, Quebec. Now, Edmonton was the top team overall in the WHL with 107 points with 50 wins on the year, and they've been dominant throughout the playoffs through the opening 3 rounds as well. They swept the defending champion Kootenay Ice in the opening round, got rid of Brandon in 4 straight, finally had that 22-game win streak come to a close against Moose Jaw, but took the Warriors out in 5 games. Now, on the Western Conference side, Portland is back to the WHL Championship. They had quite the scare in round 2 against the Kamloops Blazers, up 3-0 in the series. They were forced to a 7th and deciding game that took out the Blazers finally in that Game 7, but they got round 1 sweep against Kelowna and took out the Tri-City Americans in 4 straight in the Cal Tire Western Conference Championship to be here again in the WHL final for the 2nd year in a row. We should be in for a doozy of the series, and for their thoughts, let's go upstairs to Dan Russell and Bill Wilms, who have the call. Guys?
Thank you very much, Andy. Well, if defense truly wins championships, maybe the Edmonton Oil Kings have a slight edge. After all, they've allowed a measly 22 goals in these playoffs, and their goaltending performance from Laurent Brossoit has been brilliant.
Yeah, he was just exceptional. He's a big guy that does cover the ice so well, and he was so solid in that conference final against Moose Jaw. Danny's 6'3", and if you're that big, your side-to-side movement, post-to-post, has to be really, really good, and it was that. The key for me is against Moose Jaw, I don't think he let in one bad goal. I don't think he let in one goal that he would like to have back. And you know what? He's got so much confidence in his defense that if he does a job, they'll do the job, the rest of the job clearing the puck for him. The problem is he hasn't seen the offense that he sees in his Portland Winterhawk team that averages 40-plus shots a game.
As for the Oil Kings, their offense has been pretty spread out in these playoffs. Michael St. Croix, their regular season scorer, he was their leader during the regular season. He's chipped in, but Curtis Lazar, the rookie, is leading the way.
Yeah, well, who would have thought that a 16-year-old, well, he's 17 right now, but hockey age, this kid's 16 years old, leads a team in playoff scoring. You want depth, another rookie, Henrik Samuelsson, is 2nd. His game, Lazar, is north-south. He's strong, he's sturdy on his skates, and above everything else, Dad, he's got great leadership qualities. That's great. That's terrific for a rookie in the Western Hockey League.
Now, as for the Portland Winterhawks, they've got the swagger. We know that. They're a fun team to watch, and with those scorers, Ratty and Ross and Baertschi, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, except you never get full.
Hey, you know, Ratty and Baertschi are billet mates. Ratty drives an 04 Sentra. Baertschi chips in for gas. Well, why should it be any different on the ice? Baertschi looks for this kid Ratty. He's so good at finding him. They do such a good job in the offensive zone. How about Derek Pouliot finding Ratty from that spot? And Berchi, folks, if you're watching, be ready to hit your rewind button, because you're going to want to see plays like this over and over again. And how about Marcel Nobles stripping the guy with the puck, shooting it, scoring, and then Ratty, let's end it with him on a breakaway. Dan, he's got 17 goals. A 35-year Western Hockey League playoff record for goals is 24. I don't know. If it's a 7-game series, who can say?
I can say this, we'll probably see those three in the NHL in the future, and we've already seen Berchi in the NHL this year. He scored 3 goals for the Calgary Flames. Andy, back down to you.
Thank you kindly, gentlemen. Ty Ratty with 17 goals is 2 off the single-season playoff record of 19 set by Dan Woodley 25 years ago. Winterhawks and Oil Kings. Game 1 of the WHL final is next on Shaw.
The WHL, leading supplier to Canada's World Junior team for over 30 years. Each year, WHL players form the nucleus of Canada's national teams. The WHL, producing the world's best talent.
Getting ready for game number 1 of the championship series for the Ed Chynoweth Cup between the Portland Winterhawks and the Edmonton Oil Kings. This is the 1-3 matchup from the overall standings. Combined, these teams posted 143 wins this year when you include the playoffs. Edmonton is starting tonight on a 1-game winning streak after having their 22-gamer snapped. Portland has won 5 in a row as we send it down for O Canada. Star-Spangled Banner, O Canada, national anthems. You know, a few years back on Shaw, our first ever look at Mark Pysyk was during the U17 tournament on Fort Alberni, and here all these years later, he's getting ready to play in the championship series against the Portland Winterhawks. Mark Pysyk, the captain of the Oil Kings, now downstairs at ice level with Peter Labardius.
Mark, what type of challenge does this very gifted Portland offensive team give your team?
Just that. They're a highly offensive team, and we're going to have to pride ourselves on the defense in this series.
You and Keegan Lowe, I'm guessing, will be matched a lot against Ratty and Berchi in that line. You've dealt with world-class players before. How about dealing with them?
Yeah, they're obviously gifted players and they're fast and they can move the puck well, but we got to take our time and space away.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Now the starting goaltenders for Jack Blinks. Matt Carruth, he's got the experience of being here in the past. His 12-3 record in these playoffs, 2.86, and a very good save percentage of .920. Then there's Laurent Brossoit, and when his numbers come up, look at his save percentage, .945, and a 1.62 goals against. Those are both tops in the WHL playoffs. The referees for game number 1 on your screen, Reagan Vetter and Derek Zalaski, Chris Carlson and Corey Lundqvist are the linesmen. And here we go, best of 7 for the Ed Chanel Cup underway in northern Alberta. And we thank you for joining us tonight on Shaw and south of the line for those tuning in the United States. Edmonton's Brossoit touching the puck for the first time. His pass over top the stick of Sautner. Legault bodied off the puck. Now it's going to be Reinhart taking over. Griffin Reinhart out of his own zone. Nice lead pass up for Lazar. He fell as he hit the line or was half taken down. Shot around the boards there by Henrik Samuelsson. Lazar, deep slot. Samuelsson, nice pass. Here's a shot off the target. Sautner took the shot. That's good puck movement by Edmonton. And now it's chopped out there by Oliver Gabriel inside the Edmonton line.
And Dan, that's important for Edmonton to be able to do that, to get the team in red, the Winterhawks, to think a little more defense in their own zone, because they will pin their ears back and come.
Kettle from back of the net for Edmonton, number 17, going into the corner, and he's hit by Ross as he tried to feed it back to the blue line. Popped over Mark Pesik's stick and all the way back to Brossoit. You see how confident he is with the puck. Cool as a cucumber as he gets it up to Lowe. Here's Mark Pesik now. Pesik to Maxwell. Maxwell on the far side as it's brought in over the blue line. A pass over for Pelch. His shot off a stick in front as it's gobbled up by St. Croix. Back it comes to Pesik. Pesik, high shot, and Carruth has it. And he's going to hold on with Maxwell at the side of the net.
Take a look at how these teams got here, point of comparing them head to head. You know, Coach Mike Johnson feels that Edmonton might have the momentum edge heading into this series. I don't know about that, since that 2-0 win against Kamloops in Game 7 and that 4-game sweep against Tri-City. His team's on a pretty good roll themselves. But Dan, they are, in my opinion, the best puck-moving team I've seen all year.
Mike Johnson coaching his 50th game tonight in the WHL playoffs. Here's Pesik from the line, a shot, and Carruth goes in and scores! I thought Carruth had it! Went right through him! 1-0 Oil Kings on the right point shot by Mark Pesik.
Dad, you can see by the reaction of Matt Carruth that he didn't see it. You know, Mark Pesik does not get a lot of goals. That's not what he's noted for. His game is all about getting pucks out of his own zone. And that's why this is a very simple play. I mean, take a look at Matt Carruth's response, his reaction to that. Pesik is all he's trying to do is get that puck from that spot on the net. Never your worst play, not always your best. In this case, the Edmonton Oil Kings open a 1-0 lead.
His fourth in the postseason and 7 points. Scored by number 20, Rhett Raczynski. Assist to number 3, Mark Pesik. And number 17, Jordan Bell.
So obviously Raczynski gets his stick on it, changes direction. And there's a long shot on Brossoit. So it's Raczynski scoring the goal. Veteran 20-year-old Rhett Raczynski with his 4th of these playoffs.
Oh, Raczynski's been so prominent in this playoff. He is a 20-year-old. Where's number 20? There's the face-off win. You don't think you're going to score from that point unless you get somebody in front deflecting it. And that's a pretty good job of getting inside position on Taylor Peters, if I'm not mistaken, on that back end by Raczynski, and he changes direction of that puck.
He did, and he got it up high over top the glove of Carruth. Here is now Corbett moving in. Corbett takes a shot. That hit Carruth, and that time he didn't see it either, but it did hit him and stayed out of the Portland goal. Wilson can't get his stick on it, so Morrow brings it in over the blue line. As he gets the puck to Delio, who puts it back in the net for the Winterhawks. On the forecheck, Portland, here's a chance in front. Oh, what a save by Brossoit off Patan. Nicholas Patan, the young 16-year-old, nose to nose with Brossois. And Brossois does not take long in game number 1 to make a brilliant save. Keeps the game 1-0. Patan was looking for his first goal of the playoffs. At 14 in the regular season. I think he probably felt he had that one.
Yeah, Nick Patan, the only 16-year-old in franchise history to get 4 goals in 1 game. Back during the season, watch him, he's number 33. He finds a little time, finds a little space. You see 3 Edmonton Oil Kings on chase. 1, 2, 3. They try to get over there. Brossois with a nice toe save.
And that's the first shot he's faced. Imagine that. Has to be brilliant on the first one. Put it out and put in on a delayed offside. The Oil Kings move it out. Here they come with Curtis Lazar hitting the blue line. Reed tries to knock him off the puck. It does. Leipzig out to Reed as he chases it on the open wing. Reed is going to hit the blue line, makes a nice little move, and then he's hit by Samuelson. Dross comes up with the follow-up behind the net for Reed, who stood on his feet nicely there. Cam Reed, 20-year-old pickup on January 10th. We'll talk about him as the night and the series moves along as Lazar tries to bust his way through. He can't. And it's the Winterhawks Leipzig. Now for Reed. Quick shot wide of the net. Brossois can't handle it. Here's a quick shot on the backhand by Leipzig that goes through the goal mouth. And then Reed hits Samuelson. Samuelson felt that. He's a little slow to get up. Not sure Samuelson ever touched the puck. And he's doubled over as he comes over to the Edmonton bench. Sautner now hit by Peters as Portland goes to the body. Lead pass broken up. Saunders got the puck once more. Samuelson sitting down at the bench there for Edmonton, being talked to by the trainer, but I think he's all right as Keegan Lowe goes back to collect the puck. Lowe up to Pelch. Pelch, lead pass from Maxwell. Nice pass on the tape for Lacroix. He brings it in over the line. He rolls it behind the net. Maxwell's there getting it, and then he's hit by Wren, but he maintained possession, gets it out to the blue line, and a shot that's taken over the net by Gernat. It's a good pass after taking a hit. Maxwell got the puck out towards Gernat. There's Gernat with some room. He can shoot it. And it hit something that went over top the net and out of play.
The reason that Edmonton is so effective coming out of their own end, Dan, is that they do make completed passes. It's very simple hockey. Here's the first pass. Watch Pelch, a little turnaround. There's the second one. There's the third. You make 1 good pass, you're out of your own zone. Make 2, you're into the offensive zone, and that's where that puck went, and that's where that face-off is now.
When I had Mike Johnson on my radio show a couple days ago, he said both teams will be very concerned about transition, and we're seeing that already, as Bill just pointed out. And I had Coach Laxdal on as well. He said, we're the underdog. I said, you got home ice advantage. He said, we're the underdog.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Rashinsky from back of the net trying to work it in front. Comes back to Keegan Lowe. Lowe to Pesic. Nice quick pass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in
the stick
Brewster Juice
as they bring it in to the neutral zone. It's Kettle trying to get possession of it. Tight quarters. Berchi now heels back, trying to get a little bit of room, and gets it up for Ty Ratty. He saw Ratty in the neutral zone, and Ratty will now take a shot, but it's deflected out of play with 5:20 gone in the first period.
We continuously talk about the Edmonton Oil King depth in scoring. How about this, folks? They've got 12 wins in these playoffs. They've got 11 different players with game-winning goals. They gave notice early in the season, way back in October, that 8-4 win over Portland. They had 8 different scorers that night. They got the best depth in the entire Western Hockey League.
And Ty Ratty will remember that night. He was a -4 that night when the Winterhawks lost the only regular season meeting. That doesn't happen to Ty Ratty very often. Pouliot can't keep the puck in. He'll chase it back into his own zone. Derek Pouliot, another high draft eligible defenseman that we've been watching on Shaw during these playoffs. From Weyburn, Saskatchewan, gets the puck out through the center ice area. Picked up in full flight. That's Ratty going to the net. Now an opportunity for the Winterhawks. Patan, cross ice to Rutkowski, and his shot is blocked. He couldn't get it away fast enough, but Rutkowski staying in there deep. Turnaround shot by Patan that hit something on the way. It might have hit Baker, and it's right into Brossois, who holds on.
Yeah, the thing about the Portland Winterhawk defense, they will move in they will definitely play a high-risk game. By the way, 328 goals scored in the season for the Winterhawks, Dan. That Portland offense is out. That light is always stuck on green. No question about that. And Matt Carruth says, you know what, I got to be ready for that, because they do give up some 2-on-1s and 3-on-2 rushes because of that.
Face-off won by Edmonton as Legault skates out of his own zone. He rolls it in onto Carruth, who's going to hold on. We'll get a face-off down there in the Portland zone as we go down to Peter Labardi's.
A little tension amongst Legault and Leipzig in particular. Guys, here's the matchup. We talked right off the top with Mark Pezic about he and Keegan Lowe being out against the Berchi combination with Ty Ratty and Marcel Nobles. Keep an eye on that. But as key as those guys are on the back, it looks early on like Derek Laxdal also wants to get the Raczynski line out against them too. And so far, not only have they held those Portland Gunners off the board, they've helped to score the game's only goal.
Thank you, Peter. I know you'll be charting that as we move along. Samuelson back out there after he was shaken up, takes the face-off as he pushes it to the corner. Held in by Corbett. Long shot, changes directions, hit the side of the net. That was nearly a 2-0 goal. As the puck is flipped out of play, is that going to be a penalty? Yes, it is. Puck over the glass, delay a game, and Edmonton will get the first power play of game 1.
Yeah, Mike Johnson's team's given up the first goal. A shot from the point, changes direction, just about gets past Carruth, and now a penalty to the Portland Winterhawks. This is a play we're talking about. Good puck pursuit, good puck support. Two things. And now the shot on the net changes direction, hits Morrow in front of that penalty on the Portland Winterhawks.
And the Winterhawks have had trouble killing penalties on the road during these playoffs, only at 68%. In fact, the opposition, when Portland's on the road, has scored 12 times on 38 opportunities.
6 minutes, 18 seconds.
Reinhardt, clean pass. St. Croix stick handles it in, dumps it on the backhand to the far corner where Maxwell waits for it. Maxwell gets it back again, and then he passes it to St. Croix. They pass it back and forth to one another. Reinhardt's at the left point, Gurnett sneaking in from the right point. Reinhardt takes the pass, there's the shot, tips again over top of the net. Ruth seeing a lot of tips already in the first few minutes in and around his goal. Lazar behind the net. Here's St. Croix. Lazar! Quick shot. That was a quick one. It was the right idea, but it just went wide. Gurnett gave it away. And remember, Portland is a dangerous team shorthanded, but they were a little tired, and Gabriel gets it down the ice.
And the Oil Kings doing a nice job inside the offensive zone, in the face-off circle, rotating, giving and going, doing a good job of staying on that puck.
Poked out to the neutral zone once more. Portland already has 6 shorthanded goals in these playoffs. Many teams don't get 6 shorthanded goals all season playing the 72-game regular campaign. Half minute to go in this power play as Pesic goes cross-ice to TJ Foster. Foster, quick pass out to Pesic. Long shot goes off the target. Pouliot racing over here to try to get it. Lear as well for Portland. Pouliot's got it. Can't get it out. Samuelson gloves it down. And now from back of the net, the goalie was shaken up a little bit, at least knocked off stride, I should say, by Pelch. No call there as Lear brings it in over the blue line. Drop pass. Nobles going in. Nobles right in front for Lear, and he couldn't get his stick cleanly on it. And there you go. There's where Portland is dangerous shorthanded. Meantime, Foster on the backhand is stopped by Carruth. TJ Foster gets again. Ross out of the penalty box, throws a hit on Foster. Samuelson now from back of the net. Pelch and Samuelson working together. Christian Pelch back to the blue line. Here's Corbett. Long shot. That goes wide of the net. Gurnett pinching, lost it, and it's flipped out to the neutral zone. Nearing the 9-minute mark. First period, the goal scored at 1:25. A tip by Raczynski on a point shot by Mark Pesic, giving the Oil Kings the 1-0 lead. Morrow back to get the puck. Joe Morrow. Pittsburgh Penguins first-round draft pick. There's all kinds of NHL draft picks in this series. Ross has it taken off his stick, back the other way. Here comes Mraz on his birthday today. He gets that little gift as he bumped off the puck. And down the ice it goes. This could be an icing, and is.
Now the thing about the Edmonton power play, and they operate at a pretty good percentage of 26.5, is they do the little things in the offensive zone. The give, the go, nice puck pursuit there. Just watch a little give and get it right back, go to the net. Good job. But the thing that you have to be careful about up against the Portland Winterhawks, Dan, they've scored 6 shorthanded goals. This is Noble's big guy taking that puck hard of the net. Good puck support in front of the net, and they do score shorthanded goals.
And Taylor Lear had it just hop over his stick. He's got 5 goals in these playoffs, nearly another one there. That's high pass, going to be broken up by the Winterhawks, and they get it out to the center ice area. Game 1 tonight, Game 2 tomorrow, Game 3 in Portland on Sunday, and Game 4 next Tuesday in Portland. That's how the series starts. It's a 2-2-1-1-1 format with air travel, not bus travel. The puck goes down the ice for an icing on Edmonton.
You know, Mike Johnson said he made 3 major key additions to get this team bigger, and then they were savvy moves. He got Oliver Gabriel, 6'2". November 10th, he was signed with Columbus playing in American League. Number 2, January 9th, he got 6'3" Cam Reed from St. Cloud State, NCAA. And then on January 10th, he got Marcel Nobles, 6'2", from rival Seattle. Big guys who can't wear defensemen out.
And that's Nobles taking the face-off right there, and he won, and then he got it back towards the goal line as Rutkowski shot tipped over top the target, and it goes down the ice once more. This will not be icing. Early shots are 8-4 for Edmonton. And here's Corey Rutkowski. Rutkowski, Morrow, and Ratty all tonight playing their 50th career playoff games. Here's Ratty cutting in, and his shot is blocked by Mark Pesic. Around the board, Pouliot gets it back to the net. Fairchief back to the blue line. Waterspoon to Ratty as he reaches nicely to get it. Throws it in front of the net. Low read that one, knocked it off the boards, and here comes Pesic. There's 4 Oil Kings through the center ice area. Foster puts on the brakes, takes a shot. Caruth makes the save. Peddle trying to get his stick on it. Peddle lost it to Pouliot, who dumps it over on this side, and Rutkowski will chase it down, move it up the wall to Ty Ratty. Now it's Corbett over on the far side to Gernat. Long shot onto Caruth, and is he going to hold on? No, he thinks about it for a while. Lear tips it out to center. Cody Corbett from Lakeland, Minnesota, puts the puck out to the center ice area. Grant intercepts that. Corbett hits Gabriel. Samuelson comes over to get the loose puck. Maxwell to Corbett. Corbett hits the blue line. Still Corbett going in, and his shot knocked down before it reached the net. As Portland tries to move it up the boards, it's cut off. Legault and Samuelson coming up with the loose puck. Here's Corbett again. Corbett dishes it off. Shot from the circle off the side of the net. That was Gernat. Legault and Lazar back of the goal. Coming up with the loose puck. Gernat back to the right point position. That's where he plays, but he does like to roam in there. Legault. Then Samuelson hit. Fans buzz about that hit by Peters. Peters comes up with a second hit, and the second one dislodges the puck. And Peters with a good job to get the puck out to center. Gabriel, now Lear in over the blue line with Gabriel, but it's broken up. Good stick work there by Edmonton to break that promising rush up the ice. Shot in by Samuelson. And he'll peel back, head to the bench on a line change. Under 8 minutes to go in the first period. Shot in. And the Winterhawks look like they'll be able to move it out, or will they? Nope. Opportunity to do so, and it was negated, and Wilson's shot on goal is stopped by Caruth, and he holds on to stop the play. 7:37 to go in the first period of game number 1. It's the WHL final on Shaw.
Head coach and general manager of the Winterhawks, Mike Johnson, with us. Coach, we talked briefly this week in Calgary about all the playoff experience and so many core guys who went through this final. With that in mind, how better equipped do you think you are this year to deal with it?
Well, this year, obviously, we're starting on the road, so it's a bigger challenge. But the playoff experience that we've had, as you mentioned, it goes a long way. Just to handle different situations in games, handle momentum changes, just sort of stay in the moment.
What have you thought about the first 10 minutes of this game so far?
Well, I didn't like we got scored on right away, but that was a long shot. It went through traffic. I like the way we played, though, on the rush. I thought we're close to generating right now. We just got to make sure we make sure plays through the neutral zone.
Thanks for this, and best of luck.
Thanks.
Dan, Portland versus Kootenay last year, major lesson learned? Victory goes to the team making the fewest mistakes, not making the best plays. Let's see how that translates into this series tonight.
Here's Samuelson over the line, now for Lazar. Lazar had to reach behind him and get the puck, but he still made the play, and there's going to be a penalty. Goalie to the bench for the extra attacker. Puck comes outside the blue line, so it's going to be Portland shorthanded for the second time in the period. Reinhardt to Legault, that's intercepted, but no possession yet. Still no possession. Now they roll it down, and let's see what the penalty's all about here. They're calling it interference, and we'll have to see a replay on that one.
Dan, it might be Henrik Samuelsson. You see the signal. He's the guy at the center of your screen, makes the pass, and it gets hit from behind. No question. Easy call for everybody almost in the building to make on that one. And the Edmonton Oil Kings, who, Dan, are moving the puck better. They're moving it faster. They're moving it crisper than we've seen probably at any time in the Moose Jaw series. Ross back in the penalty box, his second time there in the hockey game already. It's not a strange position for him to be in the penalty box. Winterhawks don't get it out. Here's St. Croix trying to get in front for Lazar. That's intercepted, and Gabriel starts back. Broken up at the blue line, and the puck goes all the way back into Edmonton territory. Granat starting out of his own zone. Granat had 2 goals in the deciding game of both rounds 2 and 3 against Brandon and Moose Jaw. Witkowski gets the puck. Reinhardt holding it in though. St. Croix, a little bit of a move off the sideboards. Nice pass out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt gets the puck over to Maxwell. His pass intercepted partially. Now a hard pass up towards Maxwell. Again, Winterhawks get their stick on it. Reinhardt plays it over on the far side. Granat behind the net and around the boards to Maxwell. Peters trying to break it up. He cannot. Granat's all over the ice. He comes over to the left point now. Over to Reinhardt, whose high shot is gloved down by Mac Carruth. A possible real key to this series from the Edmonton standpoint might be the Christian Pels, Michael St. Croix, Tyler Maxwell trio. Not that they play on the same line, but Dan, against Moose Jaw, they were 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. These 3 combined for 226 points on the season. It's been the grind guys that have been the big scoring people for the Oil Kings. See if those 3 have a breakout series.
There's 53 seconds left in the power play. Pesic's long shot, that sails wide of the net. Samuelson collects the puck over here as he spins to give himself a little bit more room. Samuelson dishes the puck back. Here's Keegan Lowe, his shot, that tips up high and out of play, and they'll rule the face-off to come outside the blue line.
Well, you know, even though he gave up that early goal, as Mike Johnson said, a deflection through traffic, you know, Mac Carruth is really, I think, gaining momentum in the playoffs. At 2-0 near-death Game 7 experience against Kamloops. He was 32 for 32 against Tri-City. How about this? The last 2 games, Dan, he was 77 of 79. Stopped 77 shots of the 79 he faced. CHL goalie of the week. No question that he's been playing some of his best hockey.
Still a half minute to go in the power play here, but nothing much doing so far for Edmonton as Foster brings it in over the line for Pelch. Pelch this week signed with the Edmonton Oilers, 3-year entry contract. They had to do that or he would be put back into the draft. That's him with the puck right now. Pelch in the same building, of course, that the NHL team plays in. So he's used to the surroundings.
Somebody's dubbed him the Latvian Lightning, and I totally agree. He is that quick. Fastest, in my opinion, in Western Hockey League.
Got hurt in Game 1 last series, but was back before the end of the series against Moose Jaw. Morrow pushes the puck up high, and now we got a penalty. Is it a penalty or knocked down with a high stick? Just knocked down with a high stick.
You know, when we get to Portland, man, I'm interested to see what happens when Brad Ross goes to the penalty box, because I'm told there's a gal that comes down wearing a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, comes down to the penalty box area where he gets a penalty, and she kind of is all over, his #1 fan, without a doubt. We'll have to see if that happens anytime he's in the box in Portland. They just let her down there, and she does her thing, goes back to her seat.
Do you presume he'll get a penalty in Portland?
Well, I think it's a pretty good call. Yeah. The presumption is, will he play for Toronto one day? I got to believe he will. He'll certainly be an impact player.
Already had 2 penalties in the first period of this game. Ross out there right now with the puck. 2 or 3 chances to get it in, finally does, and Cody Corbett back to collect the puck. Ross in on him, and he throws a good check on Corbett. That allows the puck to stay in the Edmonton zone, and there's Leipzig zone ahead. Here's Reed moving in, down low to Leipzig. Leipzig back to the blue line. Here's a long shot that's taken by Hansen. Does not reach the net. It's knocked down. And it's shot in by Edmonton. Back to collect the puck will be Tyler Wotherspoon. Calgary Flames draft pick. Number 26 right there with 4:10 to go in your first period.
By the way, his brother Parker taken in the first round of today's Bantam draft by the Tri-City Americans. Congratulations, Parker.
And congratulations to all the Bantam drafts today and to their parents and all those involved with their development. A terrific day down in Calgary. And speaking of the draft, we should say this Edmonton Oil Kings team, they are home built. There's 17 Bantam picks on their roster, 17 of their own. So that's how important today is.
Bob Green, certainly a worthy recipient of the Executive of the Year category in the Western Hockey League, and also congratulations to Craig Bonner, the Kamloops Blazers, for runner-up.
Under 4 minutes now to go in the opening period. Here's Maxwell leading the rush for Edmonton. St. Croix rolls it in. Maxwell knew where it was going. There's a centering pass for St. Croix, and it's high and wide and off the glass and then out of play and outside the line for the faceoff.
So far in this period, it's got 3:38 left. Dan, I don't think that the Oil Kings have turned over one puck when they've got possession of it. This is what they've done. We can show you 4 or 5 of these plays. They've come out cleanly. They're skating. They're coming up the ice as a unit. Consequently, they're getting pucks in deep, and it's been a little bit of a problem for the Portland Winterhawks. Shots are 12-4 for the Edmonton Oil Kings at this point in the first period.
But only 1-0 as Peddle, and they've had 2 power plays. Mike Johnson, considering the shot clock, considering the territorial play, considering the power play, probably pleased that it's only 1-0 right now. Puck is flipped in, and Lowe gets the puck. The Winterhawks have played exactly 340 playoff games. Here's Ratty moving in. His shot, and there is going to be a penalty there. As Ratty was coming in, Edmonton's going to be short-handed here. I don't know if it was a hook or a slash. We'll have to sort it out. I think it's going to be a hook, and we'll see this Winterhawk power play for the first time in the championship series.
Well, the key, too, for Ratty, not only does he get into open spots, but this kid draws a lot of penalties. This is what we talk about, turning over the puck in the blue line area. Probably the first time that that's happened all period. And that's the guy you want to get that puck to. Ty Ratty, Dan, 10 goals against the Kelowna Rockets in the series. He outscored the entire Kelowna team. That's how strong he's been.
On the road in these playoffs, Portland is 7 for 27 on the power play. Overall, 13 for 65 in the first 3 rounds. But the Oil Kings, stingy like mad on home ice. They don't allow penalty-killing goals, it seems, as Morrow takes a shot. That's Bourgeois making the save. Ratty on the rebound, throws it hard in front, but it's behind Berchi. Morrow, good long reach here, gets the puck to Ratty. Reinhardt tying up the puck. Can't get it out. Here's Morrow, long shot. That's kicked out by Bourgeois. 32 times shorthanded. They've only allowed 1 goal against. Here's Morrow shooting. That's knocked down and then knocked out by the Oil Kings.
Wow, what a job defensively the group of 5 Edmonton did there. That puck had no chance of getting through.
Morrow to Ross. Ross going in on his backhand. Pell stays with him, comes up with the puck, and backhands it down the ice.
Boy, you're a good skater like Pelch. You can do a job both ways. You can go on the offense, and as you saw there, did a great job on the back check, coming back in his own end, handling Ross on that play.
Breakaway pass. Here's Reed going in, and he's hooked. It'll be a penalty, but will it be a penalty shot? They're thinking about it. It's a hold, and no, it's just going to be a minor penalty, but ask yourself this, would you rather have the penalty shot or a 2-man advantage for 51 seconds?
Cam Reed, the 20-year-old they got from Nashville, or that Nashville rather drafted in the 7th round, is all by himself. How do they get that puck through? Watch the top of the screen. He's going to come into your picture right there. Perfectly gets behind the defense and then forces a terrific job on the back check there by Christian Peltz. Again, so fast. That's the penalty, no question. Was it a penalty shot? Well, I'll tell you, the referee had probably, 5 seconds to think it over, decided no.
As it goes down the ice, what would you prefer, though, Bill? Would you rather have the shot or the two-man advantage for nearly a minute?
I don't know.
I know, a tough call.
Real tough call. Very good.
Pouliot. Morrow. 5-on-3 as they move in. There's the pass and a save by Brossoit as he came over to stop Brady. And there's another fine save in these playoffs by Laurent Brossoit.
When you've got this Portland power play on the ice right now, folks, you got 4 drafted players. You got 1 to be drafted in the first round. You got Berchi round 1. You get Brady round 2, Ross round 2, Morrow round 1, and then Pouliot, and they get a very, very good chance around that net. And again, we talked about it. When Brossoit makes the save, he's confident his defense can help him out.
Face-off's important. That's twice Edmonton's won face-offs in this 5-on-3 situation, and twice they were able to get the puck down the ice, and that'll take a few seconds off. But the time to set up one more time on the two-man, 15 seconds to go. Although you're not going to set up when it's broken up like that, and that'll do it for the first penalty. You have to think with 5 seconds to go in the penalty minor, just over a minute to go in the first period. Morrow out of his own zone. It's a one-man advantage. Pouliot throws it in front and just out of the reach. There, Nobles held in by Morrow, but Pesek gets it down the ice again. Well, you're seeing pretty good evidence why the Edmonton Oil Kings have only allowed 1 power play goal against during the playoffs in this building.
97% penalty, not bad.
Here goes Gabriel right to the net, and Brossoit was hugging his post. Lowe's got it. Ran a bit into the referee there. Pesek trying to get his... Oh, nice play by Pesek. Then he's taken down. Play goes on. Leipzig trying to throw it in front. Pesek then takes down Leipzig hard. And maybe up high, but play on. And Pesek's got the puck now. And Leipzig very slow to get up. Pouliot keeping the puck in, but Pesek having a monster shift here. Gets the puck out to center ice. 10 seconds to go in the period. Lowe's got it. And he'll shoot it down the ice. That'll do it for the period, and there'll only be 4 seconds left. Make that 3 seconds left on the power play. So for all intents and purposes, Bill, they killed the two-man. That's a huge kill.
I think it was a very, very solid, very, very effective period by the Edmonton Oil Kings. Played at both ends of the ice exceptionally well. Dan, I mean, if the Portland Winterhawks have taken a period on the road to try to get their feet underneath them, okay, that's the period they've got to do that. That's the period they had to do it. 12-6 shots on goal for Edmonton. Really, really solid. See how Mike Johnson's Winterhawks regroup going into period 2.
And look at Matt Carruth there. No rush to get off the ice. That's got to be his ritual. He's waiting for everybody to leave first. Edmonton scores early. They have the first goal of the championship series, and we've got lots coming up on Shaw. Edmonton, the Oil Kings getting ready to come back on the ice. Somewhere in there is Rhett Rashinsky, a 20-year-old, an Edmonton native, an Edmonton Oiler draft pick, an Oil King who scored the goal years ago in that play-in game in overtime to get them into their very first playoff. And what do you know, as you look at Rashinsky, Bill, he has their very first goal in championship series history.
Yeah, nice job that he does. We'll show you right off the face-off, Dan. He wins the he doesn't win the face-off, but what he does is he neutralizes Marcel Nobles so well on this. He's in the face-off circle. Watch him. Now, he just gets in the way. Watch how he stops Nobles from getting the puck. Terrific job. And that allows Petal, 17, to beat Berchi. Back to the point. Now the shot is deflected by Rashinsky, who went to the front of net. That made it 1-0. But then there were a couple neat little things that happened there to make that happen. This is what's been impressive about the Oil Kings all playoffs that we've seen. Their puck movement out of their end. They come up the ice as a unit. Look how they make themselves available for that pass deep in their own zone. Now look how they fill the lanes, left, right, center, get pucks right to the net. This is a penalty kill now. Rutkowski does a great job of realizing, hey, that's a soft penalty kill. Look what he does. He finds Cam Reed behind the 4-man unit, and he goes in, and only Christian Peltz can come back, take it down. Avoided the penalty shot, I might add, but did a great job of coming back to catch Cam Reed. 12-6 shots on goal that period for the Oil Kings. Man, as I said, at the end of the period, the Winterhawks have to find a bit of an answer now.
Rashinsky, the goal scorer, the assist to Pesek and Petal at 125. Bill just told you about the double and shot total
A big part of that first period, though, was right at the very end when the Portland Winterhawks had a 2-man advantage for 51 seconds. Technically, there's still 3 seconds left in the held penalty, but that was a very big part of that first period, Bill.
Yeah, that, you know, I mean, really, if you're tested to that extent late in the period, you come through. The scoring chances, including that two-man advantage, and the Portland Winterhawks, the stats that were given by Grant Wilkins, our crack statistician from Shaw TV, had the Winterhawks with 1 scoring chance that period. Edmonton 3, so Portland's got to do a better job. We know they can.
And I think that scoring chance is probably the short-handed one that Lear had hop over his stick right in that slot area, but it was really a low chance period for Portland. But as you said in the first period, Bill, and as Brad Ross said also, that was a period maybe to get their feet wet. We'll see how that plays out. Now everybody's at full strength as Pouliot's got the puck for Portland, in over the line, a shot that's blocked, and St. Claude collects it for Edmonton. Over to Griffin Reinhart. Reinhart getting the puck out to center ice. And back it goes inside the neutral zone. Rutkowski has a giveaway there as Telsch follows it up, brings it in. Christian Telsch being checked by Rutkowski, and now it comes over here to Peters. Taylor Peters trying to work it up the wall. Could not St. Claude centering pass for Telsch. Backhand over top the net, or just a little bit wide. Now Reinhardt's quick shot, and Caruth has that, and he holds on.
You know, I think Derek Pouliot has to be, in fact, must be a bit more of a factor in this hockey game. Remember, in 09, he was the first ever player taken in the Bantam draft. He's from a small town of Weyburn, Saskatchewan. All this is very new to him. Interviews, being recognized. He's a very humble kid, but he's got the advantage of having a lot of first-round Portland Winterhawk players to counsel him. But he's got to be a bigger factor. I thought he was very quiet that first period.
One face-off by Edmonton. Lowe puts it behind the net for Foster. Foster has Peddle with him, but he can't get him the puck. Brzezinski breaks it up at the blue line, though. Backhands it high. Hits the top of the glass. Bounces down to Peddle. Peddle on his backhand, being checked there by Wren, but Peddle with his head up, able to get it out to the line. Unfortunately for the Oil Kings, it came outside, and Lowe brought it back in offside.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the grind lines for the Edmonton Oil Kings. They've got guys that are scoring goals that we call grinders. The reason a grind line works so well, when you watch them, nobody tries to do anything too fancy. They're always keeping their feet moving. They don't lose momentum out there. You don't see any one of those Edmonton lines that we talk about fall in that category ever quiet. They're always moving. They're always keeping momentum going. And boy, have they been effective.
Corbett and Granat, the defensive pairing right now, as they pass it back and forth to one another. Samuelson being checked by Reed. Lazar bounces it back, and Granat has a little bit of room to flip it. Ross knocks it down in the center ice area. He'll start back for Portland, but nice back checking by young Lazar. And here's Corbett. Corbett had a strong first period, but most of the Oil Kings did, as Lazar brings it back in over the line with Samuelson. Rolls it towards Caruth. Puck knocked up high into the air. Granat turns, takes a shot. Lazar now to Legault behind the net. Legault with Samuelson. This line always dangerous in the Edmonton Moose Jaw series. They accounted for a lot of points, and they're working it around very nicely. Reinhart puts the puck down low. Corbett's got the puck. Great zone time here by Edmonton. And now it's going to be Peters moving the puck out. Check that. That's Waterspoon who got it down the ice. And on a long change, here's a breakaway pass for Legault, and it's stopped by Caruth. Samuelson on the follow-up. Puts the puck back into that corner. Two number 7s collide. Morrow and Legault. And Morrow comes up with the loose puck. And Portland out of their own zone, but it's broken up by Sautner, and he sends it right back into the Winterhawk zone. Caruth will leave the puck there. And here's Hansen with it. Josh Hansen from Eagle River, Alaska. 17-year-old in his first year, wears number 4 for the Winterhawks. Here's Ratty on the backhand, throws it in front, and there's a fine save again by Brossois as he stops Nobles in front. Nobles didn't get a lot on it, but he got enough on it, and Brossois had to make another big save in the Edmonton goal. And Brossois has made 2 or 3 real good ones. Early in the first period, he stopped Nicholas Patan with a quick left pad save. There was an opportunity there for Nobles, but the game remains 1-0 Oil Kings. Ryshinsky, the game's only score, drops it back to Lowe. Ryshinsky behind the net to Foster. Foster spinning off a check. Here's Peddle into the corner. Edmonton winning a lot of races for the puck. Here's Foster being checked a little bit, but he still has possession. Foster back to Mark Pesek. His shot, that does not reach the net. That hurt too, as it hit Delio as he limps to the bench. Chase Delio, the 16-year-old boy from California, really felt that one. He's being looked at the Portland bench. Mark Wilson trying to corral the puck off the backboards. He can't. But the Oil Kings, well, they look like they had a little Lears just sidesteps to check. Mark Wilson reaching for it. Iwanek trying to get his stick on it as well. Corbett will send the puck back into the Portland zone. Pouliot. He's checked. Look at those Oil Kings. They're swarming at loose puck. They're winning so many of these battles.
That's a pretty good pinch by Corbett, wasn't it?
There's another battle one. A Iwanek shot, and that bounces off a leg wide. Mraz gets it. Around the boards. Comes back here to Corbett. Now Lear forces it to the center ice area.
And that is 3 defensive plays at the blue line of the Winterhawks.
Mraz going in, save, rebound, score! Gurnett comes in to make it 2-0. Martin Gurnett, the defenseman, gets right into the crease, and he pounds home the rebound. And the Oil Kings at 4:59 of period 2 have themselves a 2-goal lead.
I just finished saying how the Winterhawks can't get over their own blue line, and so much of your offense is started by some really, really good defense. This is Mraz going to the net. Watch Gurnett. He's a defenseman, 28. He's coming from that far left side. He just knows that this is a team in red. That's a soft check by Pouliot. You will not knock the puck off a player's stick, certainly not Mraz with just getting your stick halfway up on the blade of the player that you're trying to check. And Gurnett just does such a good job kind of hanging him back, recognizing when's the right time to move in. What a job he did there. As a matter of fact, Martin Gurnett leads all defensemen, Dan, in goal scoring. He was terrific against the Moose Jaw Warriors, and coming into tonight's game, he had 5 goals, make that 6, best in the postseason for defensemen.
And Mraz, what a nice birthday present for him. That's him at the bench right there. He set it up as he went hard to the net, but you could feel it coming, Bill. I mean, the Winterhawks were losing all the battles for loose pucks, and the Oil Kings swarming after puck, and it paid off.
Well, exactly. What I was so impressed with, it started back about 5 minutes ago. There was a great job of back checking that the Oil Kings did, and they broke out all in the same play. And after that point on, the Winterhawks never got that puck deep. That's where it is now. They need some zone time.
Ross to Ren to Waterspoon.
Time of goal, 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
It's a centering pass. Trying to pick up, there was an assist, a second assist on there. Just the 1 assist to Mraz. And now the Winterhawks try to set up some zone time. Long shot goes wide of the net. Here's Ross with it. Ross hard around the boards. Ren can't keep it in. It goes down the ice, and look who's racing after it. It's Christian Pelch. Can he get to it before the trapezoid? He does. Goalie loses his stick. Pelch trying to throw it in front, just couldn't find Ryshinsky. You could see that all the way up here as the Winterhawks now come back in transition, led by Ross, centering pass, and over on the far side, Brossoit. Winterhawk player shaking up Nobles. Did he get a stick up high or the puck? I couldn't tell. But Nobles comes to the bench as it's rolled into the Portland zone. Ryshinsky now. Ryshinsky gets it at Peddle. Peddle spinning in that corner. And Portland comes up with the loose puck. The shots in the game are 16-8. And here again is Edmonton in transition. Foster, shot wide, around the boards. Ratty waits for it. Out to Berchi. Berchi brings the puck in over the line. Patan's with them. Berchi on the backhand, trying to go to the front of the net. He gets right into the crease, and a great save by Brossoit. I think Morrow came in and poked it right off his pads. As Berchi came barging in from the corner to get that puck into the crease area. Ratty does the same thing, but Brossoit's there to make that save as well. And now the puck comes back out to Morrow. His shot deflects out of play.
Well, the thing about Berchi, Dan, he does have a really nice change of pace. So you have to have that to be an effective player. Remember, Berchi, a guy with 2 points per game. Look at the play to the outside when he went up to the Calgary Flames. That is great puck possession. But you see Foster coming back to help out. You see Corbett, the guy that was beat on that, never gave up possession, and he even got some help from Brossoit, the goaltender, on that play.
And the replay showed Morrow coming in and getting that shot into the pads of Brossoit, as we saw. And that was a good save on a cheeky little shot by Morrow. And the game remains 2-0. Samuelson flips it in up high. Rutkowski beaten to the puck there by Legault, and Lazar's got it. That's been the theme. Edmonton is winning and beating Portland to many pucks. Samuelson off the post. Nearly another one for the Oil Kings. Reinhart, hard pass over to Sautner. Long shot wide of the net. Reinhart down low. Opportunity now for Sautner. His shot blocked as Samuelson fed Sautner. And again, you got to marvel at the Oil Kings. They're at every puck battle. There they are again. It's Reinhart on the far side. And look at the support. Lazar comes in as it switches over to this side. Portland looks like they might get a little room to move it. Lear out to center, and he dumps it in. Heads to the bench on a line change. Don't think we saw Edmonton play this well in the Moose Jaw series. They've been terrific so far in the first 30 minutes of this game. And they now are going to go on a power play as Reed looked like he took down his man. So leading 2-0. Edmonton's going back to a man advantage.
And this is how close they came to making it 3-0. Samuels is going to take that pass. It hits the inside of the post, squirts right across the ice the other way. Take a look. You're not going to beat the goaltender on the short side. Caruth has got it covered. But, yeah, you're absolutely right, Dan. So much work inside the offensive zone by this Edmonton Oil King team. And now the Hawks are forced to kill a penalty off. And I know Coach Laxo was saying he was really adamant his team stay disciplined, not take penalties.
Leipzig, the penalized player, third power play for Edmonton. They're 0 for 2 with the man advantage.
2 minutes for high sticking.
High sticking minor. Maxwell brings the puck over to Gurnett. His pass almost picked off. St. Croix's pass is intercepted. Wren got it to the line and out. Swatted back in, delayed offside. Lots of room for Portland to just shoot the puck down the ice. And Brossoit will leave it for Gurnett. Martin Gurnett from Slovakia, another Edmonton Oilers draft pick. He's got 3 of them in the Oil Kings lineup. Reinhart, maybe he's a 4th one coming soon. Who knows? Reinhart worked over a little bit as the puck is underneath his equipment. He gets back up against St. Croix in those tight quarters. Can't come up with it. Ratty does. Ratty starts out with Berchi, 2-on-2. Maxwell's one of the men back. He's a forward. Ratty goes in on the backhand and a save and another one by Brossoit. And St. Croix will come out of his own zone with Reinhart. Griffin Reinhart slowing down the pace, shooting it in from center. 45 seconds to go in the man advantage. Rutkowski can't handle it. Maxwell comes up with the puck. Feeds it back to Keegan Lowe. Over here to Mark Pesic. Shot blocked by Berchi. St. Croix can't get it. Hammered around the boards and down the ice by Portland. Exactly halfway through the second period and regulation time. 2-0 Edmonton. A goal in the first. Another one here in the second. Foster going wide. Foster puts on the brakes. Then he feeds it back to Lowe. 15 seconds on the power play. Lowe's shot kick saved by Caruth. And Gabriel will backhand the puck down the ice.
And you see how quickly they were on Gabriel. Gabriel wanted to go with that puck. He's thinking, wait a minute, there's a guy right in my face. He had to dump it, which ended up being a smart move with 2 seconds left now in the power play.
3-on-2 for Edmonton, led by Pesic. Pesic lost the puck. Gabriel shoots it. Can't get it out. Foster for Samuelson off his stick. Portland at full strength. Here they are in over the blue line. Delio's shot turned to the far side. And Leipzig is hit. Somebody's lost their stick as well, but Edmonton Samuelson brings it in over the line. Nice little play. Samuelson shot on goal is stopped by Caruth. Oh, Samuelson. Nice play to get around Pouliot. Here's Corbett. Shot knocked down by Morrow, and he'll skate out of his own zone. Morrow's hard pass. That might be offside. It is. And with 8:53 to go in period number 2, it's all Oil Kings in the opener. They lead 2-0 in the championship series on Shaw.
Oil Kings head coach Derek Laxdal with us. Coach, considering that it was your opponent that had all the playoff experience at this time of year coming in, I take it you like the way your team's handled things so far in night number 1.
Well, it's been good so far here. You know, a few too many turnovers for my liking. They've got a high offensive team. They got to make sure that we keep pucks going in deep.
How important for your team are the matchups in this series, especially against the Berchi and Ratti group?
We're fine with the lines up front. It's just the back end. We got to make sure we have the matchup. They're pretty explosive. We got to keep them in check.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Hey, Dan, this is a power move. Samuelson, watch this, between two Portland players. He's 6'2". He creates offense. Boy, what a nice job he did of taking that puck between a couple of Winterhawks and getting the puck on the goaltender, Matt Caruth.
The very first year the CHL had a host team in the Memorial Cup, Derek Laxdal was part of the Portland Winterhawks team that hosted in 1983. He was 16 years old on that championship team, which included the great Cam Neely. There's Peddle intercepting, puts it wide of the net, comes around this side to Pesic. Pesic can't get it down low. Morrow leads Ratti back the other way. Ty Ratti's shot saved by Brossois. And the big strong rebound comes out almost towards the blue line. Noble's keeping the puck in. Berchi to Nobles, holds, shoots. Oh, he just missed the far corner. What an opportunity there. Marcel Nobles nearly got Portland on the board. Didn't miss by much. Low lead pass. Here's Peddle in front for Foster, and he couldn't pull the trigger. He's taken down. That's why he couldn't. Another penalty on Portland as Foster, right on the doorstep, had that opportunity. He does draw the penalty to Pouliot.
The Edmonton Oil Kings are sneaky fast coming through the neutral ice area. And then when they get a puck wide, and then they get a puck going to the player going to the front of the net, that's Foster's cue. Puck is wide, Peddle's going wide, make sure you go to the net. They did that, they drew the penalty.
So, Bill, this is the 4th power play for Edmonton, already leading 2-0 in the game. Can they cash in and make it a big lead? Reinhardt down to Lazar. Lazar now to Reinhardt. Here's Maxwell. Skating very well here tonight. Reinhardt to Maxwell. Pass over on the far side for Gurnett. He was sneaking in as he did on the second goal. That's him with the puck right now, and the backhand is stopped by Caruth, and a big save it is. Boy, this Gurnett, the more you see him, Bill, the more you like him.
You know, he gets to those spots that you just don't expect a defenseman to get to. Obviously, he's got a huge green light, and obviously he doesn't like his stick. But, you know, what is he? I mean, how does he get to that puck, to that net right in that spot? We've seen him sneak through on the weak side an awful lot. We saw the goal that he scored, but here's a defenseman getting into the absolute prime scoring area in front of the net.
Only defenseman to score in round 3, the series we worked between Edmonton and Moose Jaw. Only defenseman on either team to score a goal. Lacroix, or St. Croix rather, gives the puck back to Garnett. Maxwell now off the boards. Maxwell. Here's St. Croix. Hard pass to Reinhardt, but in his skates. Maxwell getting himself a little bit of room, and there's Curtis Lazar with it. Curtis takes the shot. Maxwell on the rebound. Caruth makes full saves there. Now a penalty here on Lazar. Push from behind. There goes the Edmonton power play.
Yeah, the penalty is the guy taken down is William Wren, a 20-year-old from Anchorage. Dan, he was a captain last year when he joined the Winterhawks. He's been a captain on 3 teams that he has played for, and Coach Mike Johnson said this guy's an independent thinker who stands up for what's right. He's a hard worker. He's a real character guy. Where's number 44? There's the guy. He's hit from behind, taken down. I'll tell you, the captain, William Wren's leadership has been tested. Those late two-season losses in Victoria, you remember those? And then those 3 straight against Kamloops. Now he's got a team that's down by 2.
And that's him with the puck at the blue line, but he couldn't hold it in. His jersey number telling us what the situation is. He wears 44. We're 4-on-4 right now for another minute.
Checking from behind.
Foster over there to Lowe. Lowe chops it out to center ice. Reed comes up with it, back to Wren. Lead pass right on the stick of Leipzig. In over the blue line. Has Reed crisscrossing with them. Brendan Leipzig. Now gets it back to Reed. Centering pass. Here's Leipzig shot. And Brossoit makes another save. And the fans chant LB, LB. Leipzig brings it back in. Reed. Back it goes to Wren. Over here to Wotherspoon. In front of the net. Turnaround shot just wide by Reed. He tried to get the goalie going one way and shoot the puck the other. But Cam Reed just couldn't pull the trigger there. Lowe poked off his stick as he tried to stick handle, but it's followed up. And here's Samuelson. Portland now to the man advantage as they have 49 seconds to work on their 3rd power play. Their first power play was a long 2-man advantage. Obviously unable to cash in on that one. Let's see what Berchi can do as he brings it in over the line, trying to go around Reinhardt. Behind the net. Brady has his stick lifted, and that allows Lashinsky to bring it out. Here's a 2-on-1. Peddle bringing it in. Shot, score! A short-handed goal by Jordan Peddle with 5.5 to go in the second. It's the Oil Kings 3, the Winterhawks nothing.
That's the short-handed situation. That's when Kings is not a half-back, or certainly wants to half-back. You can see by his expression, you don't want to be scoring goals from that spot there. You got to get ready for the shot. He just blows it right past him. Jordan Peddle, nice acquisition by Bob Green. You're never too sure, Dan, how those previous playoff experience guys are going to work for you. Peddle's been great.
There's Leipzig shooting. Brossoit the save, rebound, score! Winterhawks are on the board as they answer right back. And poking it in was Marcel Nobles as Portland, an all-important push-back goal to get on the board and erase the short-handed one that Peddle had just scored.
Dan, just prior to the 3-0 goal, we saw Leipzig with a chance through the slot area, and also Reed with an opportunity in the front of the net area. This is the number 3 chance. Granted, there's a goal in between 3 Portland Winterhawk chances. You don't really like that, but just a nice job by Leipzig in the middle of all that. And when Nobles at 6'2" takes up that position in front of the net, you just got to know he's going to get a good wood on it. He's going to get a good whack at it, and the Philadelphia Flyers draft pick gets his team on the board.
Leipzig setting it up. The 2 goals 12 seconds apart. We'll see if there's a second assist.
And number 51,
and there is Pouliot getting it. So it's a power play goal. What happened on that penalty that Lazar took? He went to the box, and it was just an abbreviated power play. It was less than a minute, and we got both the shorthanded goal and then the answer-back power play goal. As I say, 12 seconds apart. Goals by Peddle for Edmonton, and then Nobles for Portland. Here's Clark Wilson taking it off his skates. A Wannick turnaround shot through the goal mouth area. Gabriel's got it now. Long pass onto the stick. Brought in by Rutkowski. See if that goal gives Portland some lift. It should. But here is Cody Corbett. Back for Wannick. In over the line, and that shot hit Rutkowski. Wannick and Rutkowski collide. Wilson going in there as well. Wilson trying to dig it out. And they continue to try to dig it out. Finally, it is dug out, but Rutkowski was tripped up a little bit. He's looking at both referees saying, no arm on that one. Why? Corbett swats the puck inside the Portland line. Home teams have won 61% of games in the first 3 rounds. 41 home wins in 67 games played combined in the entire WHL playoffs. And the home team leading here with 3.5 to go in the second period. Berchi waiting for the puck to come to him, and it does. Nice pass right on the Ratty's stick, in over the line, putting on the brakes. But his pass or shot knocked down by Pesic. He gets it back to Wren. Shot, score! It went all the way through. William Wren shooting it from the blue line, and the Winterhawks are back to within one with 3:21 to go in the second period.
Ty Ratty takes this puck into the offensive zone. You know, and Mark Pesic, knowing that he's got to play Ratty tight, he's got to play him one-on-one, forces him. Pesic comes all the way out of the position on the far right of your screen. There he is, way up atop. Ratty stays with the puck, gets the puck across the blue line. Now you wonder if in fact Pesic is out of position. No, he's not. He's got Lowe back there. He's got Rashinsky, number 20, doing a terrific job of backing up Pesic. But even between the two Edmonton Oil Kings, a shot from the point finds the back of the net. Wow, good job of closing the gap on Ratty. And then Wren, I guess the shot from the point finds the back of the net. Boy, this Winterhawk team always so dangerous. And it's actually Berchi's goal, isn't it?
Assist number 44, William Wren. And number 8,
Here is Lazar now getting the puck back to the line. Reinhardt dumps it behind the net. Legault's got it. Legault waiting for it. Gets it now for Samuelson. Samuelson throws it towards the crease. Backhanded just wide by Legault.
at 16:39.
So it is Berchi who tipped the Wren shot. And Berchi for Portland now has 8 goals in these playoffs. Brought in over the blue line. Here's Leipzig. The Winterhawks are explosive. They've got 2 quick ones, and they're trying to tie this up before the end of the period. Ross has his pass out to Wren, and then it was picked off, and Samuelson has it hop over his stick. 2.5 to go in the period. Saunders got it. Pass picked off, and Portland. Wren gets it up to Reed. Reed shoots the puck in. Gabriel on the backboard, centering pass, out it goes towards Peters, but he couldn't get it cleanly. Morrow from the line, his pass or shot knocked down by Gabriel. Gabriel will just dump it back behind the net. Lear has it there, wraparound attempt. 2 Winterhawks kind of collide there as Lear and Gabriel both went down, and that allows Maxwell to start back the other way, going in with his speed in his backhand. Going wide, he throws it back in front of the net, but Lear's got it and he flips it out. Corbett back to chase down the puck. Both teams making a change here. 2 Winterhawk goals less than 2 minutes apart. Rashinsky. Now Corbett on the pinch, puts it back at the net. Foster's waiting for it there, and he's got it. TJ Foster. His pass out towards Pelch missed him, and it goes all the way down the ice. Burnett back to get it, and he gave away the puck to Berchi, who threw it in front, but Rashinsky only one there, and he got it for Edmonton. Corbett trying to get it out of his own zone. For the first time tonight, Edmonton looks a little bit flustered.
Second period.
As we go into the last minute of the second period. And there's a turnover again. Ross takes a shot, and that went off a leg wide. Here's Ty Ratty. Nice pass. Wren. Reed. Wren. Shot knocked down by Edmonton. And right now the Oil Kings are thinking, we just got to get out of this period. We have a 3-0 lead. And there's Caruth having trouble with Peddle. Peddle's got the puck. Throws it in front, and Ross intercepts. Caruth back to the net in that trapezoid, having all kinds of trouble. Stripped of the puck by Peddle. And nearly very costly. Pouliot. Pass broken up by Lowe. Samuelson trying to get it in. Pouliot wouldn't let him. Ross has it. Dying seconds of the period. Ross to the red line. Keswick's got it. Bodies flying as the horn sounds, and what an active second period that was, Bill.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, a nice job for Edmonton to make it 3-0. But Dan, when the Portland Winterhawks scored 12 seconds after that 3-0 Edmonton goal, and then Berchi less than 2 minutes after that, that's the power. That's what you expect from this Portland Winterhawk team. That's the explosiveness. There's no way, in my opinion, this game ends 3-2. Great job, terrific job for the Winterhawks to get back in it, trailing 3-0 at one point in this second period. They trailed by 1 with 20 minutes left in this hockey game.
And remember, their only meeting was October, so a little rough stuff at the end. You know, the feelings already into the championship series. Took a little bit. And Ross still talking it over with some of the Oil Kings. Well, a couple of quick goals by Portland at the end of the period. We've got a game going into the third. It's 3-2 Edmonton. You're watching the WHL final on Shaw.
Berchi makes it makes it 3-2 at this point for the Edmonton Oil Kings. And folks, it's game on.
There were penalties at the 20-minute mark. They were offsetting roughing minors for Ross. There he is in the box again for the third time as you look at Brossoit. And there's Samuelson in the Edmonton penalty box. I don't know how you are with believing in numbers, but Edmonton is 10-0 in these playoffs when they lead after 2. But when you combine regular season, when they take a lead into the third, they're 48-1.
Incredible, isn't it?
48-1. Mind you, Portland, when trailing after 2, in these playoffs, they've rallied 3 times out of 4 deficits. 3-1 when trailing after 2. So here's Foster bringing the puck in over the line. Foster feathers it to Pelch. He has room. He shoots, and Caruth makes the save, and it was a big one to make with the left pad to keep it a 1-goal game in the first minute of the third period as Berchi tries to go in, and he rolls it to the front of the net, and Morrow jumping in on it, got a shot, but Brossoit makes the save. Morrow fans on that one, and Pelch picks it up. Pelch to Foster. Foster winds up, shoots it. Caruth makes that save. They go for a skate, drop it in the trapezoid, and the game continues along. Morrow misses Berchi with the pass, or actually Berchi missed the pass. Then heads to the bench on a line change. Reinhardt to Saunders. Has Legault with them. And that pass was a poor one, and Leipzig takes advantage. Here he goes. Leipzig cutting in on goal. He's taken down, and he goes hard to the net. There's no call, and Leipzig is hurt as he goes into the end boards. Don't know if he's trying to draw something, but he is shaken up. As you can see, he pops back up now. Boy, did he go hard to the net, literally.
It's been said that Brendan Leipzig is a gem in Portland colors and can be as explosive as anybody in the Western Hockey League. Well, folks, how about this explosiveness? He's got those feet moving. He forces Reinhardt to get to the outside to try to take him out of the position. This game was played in dirt, folks. I can tell you Leipzig's uniform would be the dirtiest of everybody on the ice. That's Brendan Leipzig, what you just saw there.
And what Mike Johnson just saw there was, in his eyes, a penalty that wasn't called. He was upset that Reinhardt didn't get charged with the minor. Reinhardt, his pass out of his own zone. Now, in over the blue line. Lazar from back of the net. Curtis Lazar has been on the score sheet in 6 of his last 7 games, but not tonight. Not so far. Here's Reed. Pass in front. Shot. Ooh, he just missed the far corner. Taylor Lear with that opportunity. And Reed's got the puck now. Well, you heard Brad Ross tell Peter Labardius in the first intermission, we want to get our feet wet. Their feet are wet right now. They're coming on like gangbusters. That's Brossoit making the save off Reed, and again they come up with a loose puck. Here's Wotherspoon with it. Long shot that tips off the target. And Samuelson out of the penalty box as the puck. Team's back at full strength. 2.5 minutes, or nearing the 2.5-minute mark of the third period.
Big difference, Dan, right now is the team in red, the Winterhawks. If they come into the Edmonton zone with the puck, they're getting a shot on the net. We didn't see that in the first period. Yeah, no question they cranked it up. Here they come again.
That pass doesn't get through, but it was intended for Berchi. And here goes Foster, 3-on-1 down low. Foster holds, shoots, and Caruth makes the save. They got into tight quarters, but it was a 3-on-1 down right by the Portland goal, and Caruth had to be big there. That's offside now at the Edmonton line.
Well, the first chance was Cam Reed. This is a play that, boy, if this pass gets through, it would have been like, I think, almost in home free. This is Reed trying to get that puck. Oh, this is when he takes that puck to the net. I'm sorry. That was a good move. And then TJ Foster, considered probably next to Pelch, folks, the second fastest team on the Edmonton player on the Edmonton Oil King team, and he just stops right at the goal mouth there, and Caruth kind of outweights him.
He did just that, Caruth did. Every save he makes right now is a very important one. His team trying to come all the way back from 3-0 down in this game. Pass from Maxwell is not held in by Corbett. There's a turnover. Here's a pass in front, and it's just off the target by Gabriel. Trying to get a stick on it there was Peters. Out here to center. Knocked down, shot back in again. Portland making a change, so that allows that stretch pass to get through, and St. Croix's shot sails high and wide. Comes off the backboards. Saunders got it. Turnover in the neutral zone here. An offside. I guess it's just called in too soon as Delio came inside the Edmonton blue line.
Mac Caruth with 30 career playoff wins. His career playoff record of save percentage is .913, and going into tonight's game, Mac Caruth faced 151 more shots than Brossoit at the other end in these 2012 playoffs. Now granted, they played 2 more games, but that's certainly been a pretty busy goaltender.
From Shorewood, Minnesota, population 7,000, 400 miles from Minneapolis. That's his hometown, the Portland goaltender. Puck shot around the boards. Saunders holding it, and now Reinhardt moves it up the boards. Mraz has it. Poked off his stick.
See the difference first period? Those plays were coming out. It's a little more tentative Edmonton Oil King team. Nice job of forechecking by the Winterhawks, and they get the turnover now in the neutral ice.
They got a lot of them. As Ratty goes in, he's taken down by Mraz. No call there. Ratty very slow to get up. In fact, Ratty is not up. Ty Ratty hurt down below us, and Iwanek is in a mix-up also right in front of the bench with Wren trying to stick up for his teammate. And there's the Portland trainer, Rich Campbell, looking at Ty Ratty, their leading scorer in the regular season, their leading scorer in the playoffs. Oh boy, what a moment this is if he can't get up and continue to play.
Yeah, Mitch Mraz on the back check. You get a good look at it here. He closes the gap on Ratty, and he just drives him to the boards. Ratty looked like his legs. I'm not so sure what it was underneath him here. Get a real good look here.
Watch his head. Did
Watch
his head
hit
hit
his
the boards?
knees. Ty Ratty says he'll do absolutely anything to help his team win. He says, I'll take sticks, I'll take punches to the head, anything to put his team on the power play.
Well, I don't know if he'll take that though.
Exactly right.
And I'm concerned for his head, but I mean, that's just a guess up here. And just looking at his eyes there as he comes out. Ty Ratty, there's his number, 17 goals in these playoffs.
Yeah, and the next player closest to him in playoff goals is Lance Monage. Remember him with the Brandon Wheat Kings back in 05 when we started doing this with Shaw? He had 19 playoff goals. This is another look at it. Boy, nice job of closing the gap, pushes him to the wall.
Billy's going all the way to the dressing room, which is 200 feet up the ice. I don't know if they have a quiet room. Well, they would. It's the NHL rink, if you believe the quiet room exists in the NHL. I'm not sure, but anyway, I don't know. You can't speculate. I just hope it's not his head.
Yeah, we all feel that way. Absolutely. Ty Ratty's a guy you definitely want in the game. He's one of those guys, Dan. There's not a ton of them in the Western Hockey League. There's enough of them, though, that you'd pay to watch one player, and Ratty's certainly one of them.
Legault going in on Wren. Wren was very upset watching his teammate go down. There's a long high shot that Caruth handles. Juggled a little bit. It's a handcuffing kind of shot. Samuelson brings it in over the line. Ross pokes it off, and here goes Leipzig. Possible 2-on-1. Leipzig going in. Holds, falls. Doesn't get the shot away. Reed goes in on the forecheck. Leipzig tries to hit Pesic, but Pesic got the puck out to center. Here's Legault going in. Drop pass. Lazar shot on goal, and Caruth has it. and he holds on, taking it off the Winterhawk logo.
Boy, that last 2-on-1 Portland rush, I'm not so sure that the other guy on the rusher was Leipzig on one side of the ice. It looked like there might have been a possible penalty missed on that particular play, and we're loath to say that, but this is Leipzig looking for a man to give that puck to, and the guy that he's going to look at.
Whoa. Stick on the, that's Keegan Lowe, got his stick into his skates.
Yeah.
This after Reinhardt got away with a potential penalty a few shifts earlier on Leipzig, a couple shifts earlier. Power plays in the game are 4-3 for Edmonton. Only power play goal belongs to Portland, although Edmonton has a shorthanded marker. In fact, the go-ahead goal that gave them a 3-0 lead was a shorthanded one. We're 5.5 minutes into the third period. Game 1 tonight, game 2 tomorrow. And we'll have the entire series for you in high definition here on Shaw. Yes, if you're not watching in high def, go to the high channels. 7,500 on hand here, watching game number 1. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been higher myself, but
Man, I would have too.
7,500 back under that here in Edmonton for game 1.
This product's got to put 10,000 people minimum in this building, doesn't it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this ring fired up. If you got one of those pom-poms, put them in the air.
Well, you can see the very top. They've not reached quite up into that level, but certainly when you come to an Oil King game, you're going to have fun. 50 wins on the season, 12 more in the playoffs. Man, this is a team that's 62-16 in the season and 29-7. They're 36-5 on home ice.
Here goes Lear, a possible 2-on-1 again. Lear shoots, kick, save by Brossois. Boy, did they come through with that. That's that transition that everybody's been talking about. And back the other way, more transition is. That was an opportunity and a good save by Caruth off Maxwell, that's set up by Pelch. And it can be a track meet when these two teams really turn it up, and we've seen that already tonight. Iwanek in over the blue line. Over there on the far side for St. Croix as his shot is handled by Caruth.
Now, this is what we're talking about. When you talk about speed coming up the ice, Dan, you know, both teams are able to generate it in a hurry. And once they get that puck in deep down low, it's a team that sort of makes the best plays in that area that are going to get the best scoring chances. We've said all along, the more I've watched the Winterhawks this season, that when they get that puck deep, they do generate a ton of offense. They trail right now 3-2. The shot's 27-20 favoring the Oil Kings.
Chase Delio to take the face-off in his own zone for Portland. No, he's not going to. He's going to be kicked out, and Cam Reed will come in. Cam Reed from St. Cloud in the NCAA, joining the team on January 10th. There's a face-off won by Edmonton, and a shot blocked, and the second one knocked down by Morrow, and Portland comes out of their own zone. Delio knocked off the puck. Miraz trying to get it in deep, and he did, but he's lost his stick. He goes back to try to get it, and Pouliot moves it out. The long pass misses Leipzig, and this will be an icing. No, it won't. They wave it off. Leipzig gets possession of the puck. Some of the fans are booing on the non-icing. And Iwanek takes down Leipzig. You're right. He's down on that ice over and over again. Leipzig coming into your picture now, throwing another hit, and he's back on the ice again. Taking the worst of that one is Sautner. And now we got a penalty here. Is it a Portland penalty for slashing? Leipzig's also quite upset right now, and Edmonton is going to get a power play, leading 3-2 in the third period.
Well, that's the thing you don't want to do from the Winterhawks standpoint. You don't want to lose that momentum. There's a slash and gets a stick up on Reinhardt. Reinhardt, you know, with no retaliation. Boy, that's a discipline that Coach Blackstall is talking about. Take the slash, take the penalty, just go down on the power play. Look at it again. Ooh, that one hurt. And that one hurt even more. There was two of them there.
So read the penalized player. 5 power plays on the night. They're 0 for 4. Here's Maxwell. Maxwell has Lazar standing in front of the net. St. Croix gets it back to Maxwell. Pesek and Granat are the point man. Here's a shot that tips out of play. And the faceoff will stay in the Portland zone.
Yeah, the more that we see this power play for the Edmonton Oil Kings, the more you want to watch where Martin Granat goes. This is a guy who's very, very slick, very clever. We talked about it earlier. He'll move in a spot. He finds a spot on the weak side, and boy, they put the puck on his stick.
Face-off won by Edmonton. St. Croix. Now Maxwell, top of the slot, tries to feather it through. Broken up by the Winterhawks as Granat was sneaking in for another potential scoring opportunity. Here's Pesek now. He'll dump it into the soft area here and see if his teammates can come up with the puck. Looks like they were going to, but good job there by the Portland player. Nobles got it to the line. Not quite out. Nobles continues to work hard along this wall. Finally Granat over to Pesek. Pesek through the goal mouth area. Pesek will get it back again, and then he'll dump it behind the net. Popped over the stick of Maxwell. St. Croix off this half wall, back to Maxwell. Or sorry, Lazar, and his shot tips out of play. And another face-off in the Portland zone.
Talked earlier about Marcel Nobles being a key piece of the puzzle. You know, they gave up 2 first-round Bantam picks, the Winterhawks, to Seattle to get this guy. At the time of the trade, he had 10 goals as a -22. He finished with a +19 3 times against Tri-City Series. Danny got the game-winning goal.
Just under a minute still remains in this power play. Will force Edmonton back. Sontner back to collect the puck. Hit by Ross. Then the turnover and shot in by Morrow. Well, Portland can get through the next half minute. Maybe that gives them a lift. Be a big penalty kill at this stage. And again, if you joined us late, Portland always dangerous on the penalty kill as well. So we'll see how this plays out in the next few seconds. Reinhardt going in on his backhand. Morrow pins him up against the wall. Samuelson coming back with Wren. Reinhardt chasing it in the far corner. Penalty almost over. Centering pass. That's knocked away. Winterhawks are back at full strength. Edmonton is 0 for 5 on the power play. Here's Foster. In over the blue line with Samuelson. He shoots it hard around this wall. Now Pouliot organizing behind his net, but he gave it away as Granat read that nicely. He stick handles and he's slashed or taken down, and the fans want another power play. They're not getting it. Granat back up to his feet. Pouliot plays it off the boards and out to center ice. Rutkowski follows it up, brings it in over the line. Rutkowski still holding the puck. Dumps it towards the front of the net and almost banked in as that one was put into the blue shaded crease. Rutkowski again throws it at the net. That goes wide. Corbett trying to chase it down. In the third period in the playoffs, the Edmonton Oil Kings have allowed just 3 goals. That's in 3 rounds.
It's incredible, isn't it? That's a commitment to defense.
Peddle brings the puck in. Shot going wide of the net. Legault with it. Back it goes to Lowe. Winds up. Shot off the target. Ross chopping at the puck. There's a centering pass over top of stick, but Brzezinski moves in. Can't get a shot away. Portland gets it out to center. Brought in over the line, but no further. Here comes Peddle. Peddle hitting the line. Trying to work his way through. He can't. And the puck comes back out to center ice. Here's the Winterhawks. In over the line. On the backhand. A centering pass. And it went over top the net. That was a shot by Patan. Comes back to Wotherspoon. Oh, and then Morrow can't hold it in. Still no sign of Ty Ratty after he was hurt in this period. No update yet. Not sure we're going to get one. Brossois puts the puck into that corner. Sontner. Now Reinhardt. Just over 8 minutes remaining in the third period of game number 1 as the puck goes inside the line. It was knocked down with a high stick. The play is allowed to continue because Edmonton got possession of the puck. It's in Samuelson's equipment. He reaches with his glove, tries to get it to his stick. He finally does. Then he takes a shot that went wide of the net. Corbett on the pinch. Lazar trying to hold it in. Berchi poked out to the neutral zone. Here comes Lazar in over the line. Stick handling on his backhand, hard to the net, and he couldn't keep control of it. Lazar fearless as he goes towards the Portland goal there, and we've seen that in previous games as well. There's a good hit on Gabriel by Corbett. Sharp angle shot off the side of the net. 7.5 minutes remaining. 2 Winterhawks collide, but Lear comes in to collect the puck. Delio is with them. Pouliot takes the pass. Here's Pouliot shooting, and Brossoit gets his glove on it. Winterhawks are on it again. Delio. Now Lear. One hand on the stick, trying to work it in front. Lear throws it in front, but Pesek is there to clear it away. Pouliot from the line doesn't take the shot. Lear has an opportunity. Poked off his stick, and Couch starts back the other way for the Oil Kings. Slows it down now as he heads back towards Pesek. Pesek will bring it in over the line. Passes in front for St. Croix, and he couldn't pull the trigger. Pouliot's got it. Winterhawks in transition, but also they're trying to make a change, and the goalie's stick is way out in the neutral zone. Here's a chance by Reed, and his shot is knocked down. Have you seen that before? The goalie's stick is almost at center ice. Carruth has no stick. Can the Oil Kings take advantage?
I dare him to go out and get it.
I don't think he's coming to get it, Bill.
No way. Somebody's got to push it back to him. I wonder if the bench is notified him. Get that stick back to him. Somebody's got to.
You'd think they would, but they don't. And Carruth couldn't be further back in his net if he was with the Zamboni driver. And that stick is still out there.
All you got to do is shoot it back to him. Come on.
Well, I don't think you're allowed to shoot it. You can pick it up and carry it to him.
You can push it to him.
I don't think you can shoot it to him.
Yeah, you can.
All right, shoot it to him then.
Why wouldn't you?
Wotherspoon.
Pick it up then. There you go.
Well, no, they're not doing it yet.
I guess you can't. There you go.
Morrow,
they're nudging it back. It's getting closer.
Man,
come on, one more little push.
No, he's going to go get it. Berchi's coming in on that far wing. His shot is stopped by Brossoit, and he makes the save, and Carruth has his stick, and we've got a chance to step aside with 5:34 to go in game number 1 from Edmonton, the WHL final on Shaw.
Edmonton Oil Kings wanted a quick start. They got a quick start in this hockey game tonight. 125 in off that face-off win. Nice job by Rashinsky to get the face-off win, get the deflection. And how about Martin Gernat? He makes it 2-0, capitalizing on Miraz's power move to the net. Jordan Peddle is shorthanded 3-0. Well, it wasn't if, but when the Portland Winterhawks would come back. Get Noble in that spot. He's too tough to handle. He jams it in. It's 3-1 at that point. And then Berchi, watch him in front of the net. Terrific eye-hand coordination. Takes the Ren pass from the blue line. Knocks it past the goaltender. And no scoring here in the third period. Let me update the injuries very, very quickly. We do have Ty Ratty in the dressing room. And Brad Ross, last time he came off the ice, he wasn't 100% either. So we'll have to wait and see how it all sorts out.
Berchi's okay, though, yes?
Yeah, he's got to be. Wow.
Ross and Ratty. There's a pass up towards the blue line. Bren. Wotherspoon shot over top the net. Puck comes down. Leipzig goes down. Gets up, goes down again. Thinking about getting up, but he knows what will happen if he does. Well, he gets the puck back to Ren. Here's Wotherspoon. Shot. Deflects towards Brossoit. He turned that one aside. There's Ross. Puck goes all the way down the ice. Winterhawks Ren plays it over to Wotherspoon. Under 5 minutes remaining in the opener. Game 2 tomorrow. Game 3 Sunday from the Rose Garden in Portland. And then Game 4 on the following Tuesday. Berchi winding up in his own zone. Ren's hard pass over top of the stick there of Nobles. Here's Pesic starting back. 3 Winterhawks are back. Pesic, shot. Caruth turns it to the side. Shots 28 for Edmonton, 23 for Portland. Rashinsky has it poked off the stick by Morrow. Nobles. Pass up to, here's a potential breakaway there. Didn't quite get through. Patan looked like he was going to be behind the Edmonton defense, but it was broken up. And now there's 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Pouliot, lead pass to Berchi. Berchi cutting in. Plays it back. Here's Patan holding. Patan's shot. That goes off a leg wide. Good defensive play by Reinhardt. And he comes up with the puck. And he calmly gets it to Peddle. And Peddle will just bounce it off the boards in. Caruth out of his net. Over here it goes to Gabriel. Lead pass up towards Lear. Here's Foster starting back for Edmonton. He squeezed off the puck. Morrow's got it. Lear, lead pass. Brought in over the line by Peters. Here's Gabriel cutting to the middle. Still Gabriel with it. Shoots. Brossoit saves the rebound. And in front of the net was Peters. He couldn't get his stick on it. And Peddle skating it to a calmer place, back of the net. Low, back for Peddle. And Peddle will flip it up high. Last year in the final, Portland won game 1 and then lost 4 in a row to Kootenay. Here they are down a goal with under 3 minutes to go in game 1 of 2012.
Peter Labardius, we know Ty Ratty's in the dressing room. We know Ross went off, shaken up a little bit. Anybody, any updates on those injuries, buddy?
I have not heard anything about Ty Ratty other than he looked very shaken. It was difficult to tell guys whether it was a back issue or something, you know, that may have concerned his head. There was a doctor down right here with me at ice level, and he went to the dressing room as well. But at this time of year, you know how easy it is to find out about in-game injuries.
2:40 now to go in the third period as that puck is, the play is whistled down on an offside.
Well, it's a huge push that the Portland Winterhawks need. They kind of stalled just a little bit, partly because of pretty good defensive play. And again, Brossoit so solid when the pucks have been around the net, Dan. But a lot of time left. Shots now 28-24, favoring the Oil Kings. And let's have a good look and see if this Portland Winterhawk team can muster up a ton without Ty Ratty and start from behind their own net. What kind of rush can they come up the ice with, and what kind of scoring chances can they get?
And we'll watch for the goalie going to the bench soon for the extra attacker. They were doing quite well in this third period until a penalty and then, of course, the Ratty injury. But prior to the Reed penalty, the Winterhawks were coming on, and it looked like they were really coming on. And then they took the penalty and then the injury.
Yeah, I see Brad Ross was on the ice. There he is. Probably trying it out. You know, he's a member of that 100, 200, 600 club. It's 100 goals, 200 points, 600 penalty minutes. Joins Perry Turnbull, Brendan Morrow in that category.
Well, the Winterhawks' first concern is trying to tie this up, but if they lose Ratty for any period of time, it's a significant story in this series. Reminds me a little of Emerson Edom in round number 2. He was out in his first shift and then suspended the next game, so he basically missed the first 2 games for Medicine Hat. He's their home run hitter, and Ratty is the Portland Winterhawks home run hitter. They've got a few others that can as they go offside. Now we're under 2 minutes remaining, and Berchi takes the hit from low, and he doesn't like that too much.
You can see right there. You can see how calm everything settles down at that spot right there, folks. That's not the way it might have been 2 or 3, 4 months ago. But you know, the power play is so important. Penalty kill so important. Discipline so important. Everything ended up in a real hurry there. Talked about the Kelowna 4-0 series for the Portland Winterhawks, and then, you know, they almost blew a 3-0 lead. The Hawks did that one stretch against Kamloops. The Blazers outscored at 12-1. However, a terrific regroup from the Winterhawks standpoint to win the final game, Game 7, 2-0. And the closest sweep, like you said before, probably ever was a 4-0 sweep against the Tri-City Americans. 5-4 overtime games, the first two in Tri-City. Ratty with a shorthanded killer. Remember that in game 2? Wow.
So a minute and a half to go, and the puck is 200 feet away from the Edmonton goal crease area, and we'll see the Winterhawks goaltender now. He's got his arm up in the air. He's waiting for the signal to see if he's going to come out. He's not out yet, even though the puck has got in deep. Mike Johnson waiting to see how this possession goes, and maybe a good move, because that possession is Edmonton's right now. They flip it out to the center ice area. 1:14 to go. Pouliot, long pass off the stick. This won't be an icing. Now there's 105. Still no movement to the net or by the goaltender. And here's Pesek coming out of his own zone. Last minute, Sanderson's going to dump it in. Well, he's going to have to get to the bench now. Here comes Nobles. Nobles to Gabriel. There goes the goalie. Extra tacker. Gabriel throws it at the crease, and it goes over on the far side. Nobles comes up with the puck. Gabriel's got it. 6 attackers. Wotherspoon to Rutkowski. Long shot goes wide of the net. Gabriel's got it. 34 seconds remaining. This puck is held in by Rutkowski. Makes one move. Rutkowski holding it in that circle. Shot it towards Brossoit. He does actually get it all the way through to the goalie, but Brossoit makes the save.
You know, again, you got to be impressed with the efficiency of motion. He just isn't flustered in Laurent Brossoit. He knows that Rutkowski's going to take that puck deep. Likely that puck is going to get on the net. Brossoit just calmly holds his position, and he just never fights the puck. You watch Brossoit, we saw him that entire Moose Jaw series, Dan, never fights it. Let's probably as good a job as you'll see of letting a puck come to you as any goaltender we've seen in a while.
Game here tomorrow. As you look at Brossoit go to the bench and the timeout. There's your ticket information for game number 2. There's 25 seconds remaining.
You know, take a look at, Dan, the journey that the Edmonton Oil Kings have been on. That 4-0 sweep of the Kootenay Ice, the 4-0 sweep of the Brandon Wheat Kings, the 4-1 series win over Moose Jaw. I mean, what? Absolutely no hiccups. They did a great job of shutting down the guys they had to shut down. They were totally consistent. And one of the consistencies that you want to prove is that you can win the close ones.
Here we go. Big face-off. That goes without saying. Berchi shot and a save by Brossoit. They win it cleanly, and Berchi got the shot, and Brossoit, as he's done several times in these playoffs, a huge pad save. 13 seconds left. Winterhawks going hard to the net. Berchi throws it behind the net. Peters trying to get it in front of the net. Nobles trying to do the same. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Game 1, Oil Kings. Ross mixing it up afterwards. Big celebration around Laurent Brossoit. Oil Kings win their first ever game in a championship series. Portland's 5-game win streak in these playoffs comes to an end. And Mike Johnson, what's going through his mind?
Well, I can tell you one thing. When he's got his goaltender out, one thing Mike Johnson wants is one chance. They get it there. There's the face-off win. There's the pad save by Brossoit. Talk about waiting for the puck to come to him. There it is. Sticks the pad out. Absolute perfect positioning. Maybe one of his biggest saves, if not the biggest save of the game. And Dan, the one thing about Brossoit that we've seen even in the series against the Warriors, Laurent Brossoit has not had a lot of chance to play with games on the line. Tonight, there was an opportunity that he had right there to play in this first round of the finals of the Western Hockey League, and he comes up big when he had to come up probably biggest. That's a tough save to make on Sven Berchi, terrific goal scorer.
And again, they hold on to a lead when they take it into the third period. The Edmonton Oil Kings, the modern-day Oil Kings, against the once upon a time Oil Kings from Portland. Edmonton built up a 3-0 lead in this game, including a big third goal, which was short-handed. And then 2 quick ones by Portland made it 3-2. But when we talk about what's going through Mike Johnson's mind right now, the first thing he's got to want to know is the status of that player on the ice as he goes to the dressing room. Stay with us. More coming up on Shaw.